A rampant victory by South Africa today against England in the World Cup. I've said it's a proud bounce back victory, and I don't think many of us would have expected such a dominating win from the Proteas perspective. South Africa winning by 229 runs, a massive victory for South Africa, and a lot to get into, a lot to talk about, and I think it's the perfect start to our sporting weekend. Let's hope that it continues for all of our South African fans. But a fantastic victory by South Africa today. I'm really, really proud of the boys and the comeback in this match. And there's loads to talk about. There's loads to be happy about. We were so we were so we were hopping on the fact that we must try and stay positive, try and keep the negativity away from the team as fans, because we know that this team can beat anybody on any given day. But we also, against the Netherlands, we saw that we can also lose to any team on any given day. So I think overall a very good performance today. I'm very happy about the performance. There are a couple of things, obviously, that we have to talk about, and it's always feels a little bit cringe when we have to bring up a little bit of negatives when there has been such a massive victory that has taken place. But guys, before we get going, before we get started with today's review show, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. If you haven't yet and you haven't joined our community and downloaded the latest issue and subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly, then please do so straight away. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. If you want to show your support for everything that we do here, then please become a patron. We rely on you guys to obviously keep everything going here at this organization. And then also smash the like button, comment, and share, and go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all of your regular updates. Guys, I don't want to wait any longer. Let's get straight into today's show. I'm looking forward to discussing all of this with you guys. Let's get it. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, Khalid, and this is the show where we talk about everything that has to do with South Africa's victory against England in the World Cup. Now, let's get things started first and foremost with the toss. I was very happy with us being put into bat first because we know that South Africa have won quite a few games over the last year or so batting first. It's actually been our strength in multiple formats. I thought it was a bit concerning by Josh Butler to pick and decide to bat first because given the conditions on the day, very hot, very humid, and I thought it would have been it was a risky decision. They obviously backed their chasing abilities because they've been really good at chasing. And on that ground before, and I think in a T20, I think they chased like 220 or 230 against South Africa. So they've always backed themselves to chase. Mumbai has always been a good ground to chase on. But that's more if the game can last until the late evening and when it gets a little bit harder to bowl with the dew and all of that. But England didn't even get a chance to actually exploit that today because of the clinical bowling performance up front. But let's start with the batting first because I think that needs to take majority of the plaudits today, and we have to celebrate that 100%. The game didn't start off great for South Africa with Quinton de Kock losing his wicket early, and I guess a lot of us would have been sitting there thinking, you know what, a little bit concerned about it. I wasn't because I know that there's going to be a run of form that Quinn is going to dip out of and then come back again. It's just the law of averages and it's in cricket. But what I have to say is it started all off with Riza Hendricks and Rassie van der Dussen. They truly set the platform today. Ra- I have to take my hats off to Riza first and foremost, because Riza would have only heard about the fact that he would be playing in today's match about 45 minutes or an hour before the game started, because Temba actually was sick and tried to get fit in the warm up, and then he pulled out because he said he wasn't feeling too great. And we heard that quite a few people, or quite a few players, even commentators, have been getting quite sick in India recently. There's some virus going around over there. So it was a massive concern, because we all said that this was going to be the game, for Temba. And it was just quite a shock this morning. I was a bit worried because we saw him in the presser last night, and then he didn't make it into the game today. So it was a little bit of a scary one. But then Riza stepped up. Riza came in, regardless of his average in ODI cricket and all of those type of things. Riza came in today, showed his strong mentality, and he really performed excellently today. He scored 85 of 75 balls, 9 4s and 3 6s at a strike of 113. He really, really, truly put on a magnificent performance and took the fight to England. Rassie van der Dussen was also excellent with his 60 of 61. Together, they were batting at over 100 strike rate, their partnership. They were phenomenal. They really took South Africa into a good position and put on a good platform. They got the team over the 100-run mark, 125 in 19.4 overs, the two of them before Rassie lost his wicket. And then Riza Hendricks went shortly after with 164 on the board. And then there was a little bit of worry that crept in. As per usual, people would have started to worry a little bit. It was first Aiden with Riza, and then Aiden once again with Heinrich Klaasen. For me, the man of the match today. In those conditions with the heat, you could see how drenched they were on the field. It wasn't that you could see the England fielders collapse on the field, fall on the field, getting cramps, etc., struggling out there in the heat. And that's why it was a very concerning decision for me, from an England perspective, on why they chose to put themselves under such difficult in such difficult circumstances given the weather. But hats off to Heinrich Klaasen. Through the cramp, through the heat, through all of that, he stepped up and he scored a magnificent 100. Ball striking was phenomenal. I did tell you guys that given his form in recent times, we were just waiting for a performance from Heinrich. It's bound to happen with his form that he's currently in. Didn't have a great start to the tournament, was looking good and then got out. But he was fantastic today against England. England team that was hungry to win. Some concerning decisions by England, like dropping 3 players. I mean, obviously, one of them was for Ben Stokes, but ultimately dropping Sam Curran and Liam Livingston, and then, of course, Wokes. 3 players that have caused trouble for South Africa in the past, but it doesn't matter right now. South Africa sits with a victory, and a handsome victory as well, with our run rate also looking phenomenal. We've gone and destroyed Australia, we've gone and destroyed Sri Lanka, and we've gone and destroyed England. And that's why it's a little bit worrying how we can blip against a team like the Netherlands. But ultimately, that game has been put behind us. Excellent captaincy from Aiden Markram in the beginning of this game, particularly that wicket that Marco Jansen got, um, to to dismiss, who was it again? I think it was, um, trying to remember. Oh, it was Joe Root, placing that fielder in the perfect position, batting off trying to play across his legs and hitting it straight to David Miller. Fantastic performance, I think, from the team today, and they were they were really excited and energetic in the field. The intensity was good in the field. But Heinrich Klaasen today was really, really phenomenal. And then next was Marco Jansen. Guys, I've been speaking about Marco Jansen for years now, explaining that this guy has an excellent mentality. That his mentality is really that of a winner. Strong mentality, strong belief in himself, calmness under pressure. That's a brilliant overall cricketer, and the way he thinks about the game is phenomenal. And he's 75 of 42 today. To score your maiden half century in ODIs against the former world champions in a World Cup, guys, there's nothing that I can't praise him any more than by saying he was absolutely superb and phenomenal today. And then with the ball as well, finding swing up front, he was excellent. I mean, obviously getting big wickets as well with David Malan and Joe Root as well. He really bowled excellently today. Especially coming off that performance from that heat, in that heat, drenched in sweat, obviously probably very, very tired from his batting performance, and then opening the bowling and then performing the way he did. So kudos to him today as well. He was phenomenal. With regards to our bowling, let's just go a little bit into that. South Africa obviously scored 399 for 7 in the 50 overs. And it was the highest ODI score, I think, scored against England, apparently. And it would have been one of the highest chases. So another record for South Africa again, um, in another match in a World Cup. So far, extremely proud of them. I mean, two of the big guns that are big rivals we beat in this World Cup, in a tournament where you need to try and beat everybody. But what a performance with the ball up front, I think. Yes, towards we can see still we having issues with the death bowling plans. We're not really very good at finishing teams off, but we did it today. Um, Reece Topley was obviously absent hurt today, so he didn't get to bat, but South Africa bowled them out for 170, which is a phenomenal. You could say it's a little bit of revenge because there was a game that happened in 2011 where South Africa bowled England out for 170 and then they bowled us out for 160 and we ended up losing the game, apparently on a very, very bad wicket. But South Africa clinical, made me proud today, made us all proud. I think we all are sitting here really happy, and we're hoping that the Booker can do the same thing tonight as well from a South African cricket fan against the same team. We do need to sort out our death bowling, but today we thought, a lot of us might have said no, Shamsi should have played today, maybe. Having the two spinners, and Gerald maybe should have been given a rest. But Gerald Coetzee was phenomenal. He picked up 3 wickets for 35 today. He bowled very well. There was inconsistencies in his game, but he took key wickets. Hadi Brook, who was looking good, Josh Butler, who was looking good, and Adil Rashid, who was looking good as well. So 3 batters that were starting to get going, he took them out. But once again, Kagiso Rabada taking the key wickets in a match, getting rid of the star players in every single day on the day. So not necessarily players that you might say are the star players in the team overall, but the ones that he has taken have been. Steve Smith is a big wicket that he took. He took a big wicket of Ben Stokes today. He took the big wicket of Kusal Mendes, sorry, against Sri Lanka when he was really in form. So striking and getting the big wickets, that was important. But from a bowling perspective, you have to say that you can be a little bit disappointed on how we allowed Mark Wood to score 43 of 17 and Gus Atkinson to score 35 of 21. Okay, yes, their mentality would have been to come out and just go for it. And obviously, they most likely when you come out with that positive intent, and with no pressure on to try and win the game, everything's going to come off the bat sometimes, and that's what happens. So from that perspective, I think there's some improvements that need to be made from a death bowling perspective. But how can you crit this team today? They were under the pump, media scrutiny all around, fans on their back about the Netherlands defeat, and they bounced back this brilliantly against the former world champions. So not too much criticism today on this Today Show. I want to really enjoy this victory, and I want to see what some of you guys have to say in the live chat. So first and foremost, Shailesh says that was a crazy comeback. DT saying dominant and rampant. That's the only way to explain it. Klaasen can take a bow. Lawrence saying absolutely emphatic win for the Proteas over the world champs England. After our defeat to Netherlands, many on this platform said our tournament was done and dusted. Let this be a lesson to never lose faith. I hope you mean on the live chat, and because that not from my perspective, Lawrence. Jansen yet again stepped up when we needed him, and great to see that Riza managed to keep form and hunger while on the bench. And now it's up to the books next, or the booker next, to the box next. Great performance from our men. What stopped them to play like this against the Dutch? Let's put the Dutch game up behind us. There's always a blip that can happen. Special shout out needs to go to Riza. Found out 5 minutes before the toss that he'll be playing, and he took the challenge head on. So happy for him. His first ever 50 over World Cup game, and he did well. SA have been struggling to find an all-rounder. Batting has been very tough for likes of Andile, Morris, Pretorius, etc. But Jansen has more than stepped up with the bat in ODIs, and he's just going to get better, guys. This is just the beginning of what Marco Jansen can actually offer. I think there's a lot more to offer when it comes to Marco Jansen. We only see in the beginning of what he can become. My only concern has to be the way the guys' energy levels dropped off and started losing their heads a bit, which seems to happen in every game. But when you do enough with a bat, you have the comfort, and that's what worked well for us. And the reason that's a concern for me is because in a game when you maybe don't have that cushion and pressure starts to pile on, that can become a concern, because that can either win you or lose you a game. That can probably lose you a game in a match. So we need to remain very clinical when it comes to performances, etc. And when it comes to the keeping our heads in the game and keeping the pressure on. Lawrence says Rassi van der Dussen again showed his class and importance to this team. Lost Quinton de Kock second ball in, and he was the calming influence in the middle, which took pressure off Riza, such a vital player to our side. So this is a fan calling show, and we've got a fan waiting for us in the live chat, um, and or in the live in the studio. We've got Ravi waiting for us. Ravi, bro, how are you feeling? Welcome to the show. What's your thoughts on this particular match?
Wow, what a win. Incredible win. Protea Fire all the way. Great comeback from what was a somewhat unexpected defeat to Netherlands, but we went with more or less the same team and showed what we are made of, full metal jacket, if you will, and the boys really came out on top. So congratulations to South Africa picking a very good team today, and they executed very well. Uh, couldn't be proud of the boys.
Yeah, so when it comes to this particular game, Ravi, and after that Netherlands defeat, what were you thinking? What went through your head before this match? And then when the game started, how were you feeling throughout the match? Can you maybe give me some of your feelings while watching this particular performance today?
You know, it was a strange one because I think England is obviously the defending champions, and you can't ever take them lightly in any scenario. But today, I think the South Africans showed their true mettle, their skill, their ability, the depth in the team. And I think it's just that very thing, the depth in the team, is what turned the game around. At one point, when Miller went out, I thought the game opened up for England to an extent because they were effectively 5 sticks down. Klaasen came in and started bashing the boys. And effectively, he turned the game back in South Africa's favor. Uh, in my opinion, I thought we weren't going to score more than 280, 290 when Miller went out because I didn't think the lower order could actually take us through. But congratulations to Heinrich Klaasen, yet another 100, and he's really wearing the badge and serving the country well.
And you know that we've been looking for that number seven role and someone to step up in that number seven role for quite some time. You know what a big fan I have been of Marco Jansen. We've had plenty of conversations about this off air. So, what was your thoughts of his performance with the bat today, and the mentality that he showed against a strong England team?
I think he's justified his place in the team as an all-rounder. I know there was speculation of labeling him as such, but 75 runs speaks for itself. It speaks volumes. It's as important as scoring 100 up at the top of the innings because that innings effectively, that partnership, I should say, between him and Klaasen turned the game around again in South Africa's favor and made the bowler's life a little bit easier to defend what was quite a mammoth total in the end. So again, well executed, well done by the South Africans, and 3 wins out of one. Sorry, 3 wins, 1 loss. It's a very good statistic to go into or finish off the weekend. And as you know, I'm not really a stats man or a maths man, but I could tell you that you already, I see the guys already celebrating. We still have rugby to go a little bit later this evening, but we need effectively we need to win a ratio of 6 out of 9 or 7 out of 9 games to really to cement a place in the top four. So we're well on our way there. It's 4 games done, 3 wins. So if you guys can do the math, another 3 or 4 wins basically secures our chances for the final four. I
Mm.
think coming back to the Netherlands loss, it was a very unfortunate loss. Obviously, every loss is not great, but I think it humbled us to an extent. It reminded us that we have frailties in the team, and I think this was a good shot in the arm, if you will. I think that's what I would label it as, and
Mhm.
I think we turning a very positive corner at this point in time.
Yeah, I love the music choice. My life, my life, my life. That's one of my favorite songs, actually. Ti and Rihanna. At that particular time, they were actually two of my favorite. Well, they I have been one of my two
Yeah,
favorite
I'm just
artists.
gonna
So
usher out the strippers that made it way into the lounge. I just sorry about that. Yeah, I don't have any Benjamins for you. Really, I don't. I mean, come on. I live in South Sandton.
Ravi, it will be you to make a joke like that right now. But I mean, the spirits are all up. We're all happy. I'm hoping that the box can obviously repeat this when it comes to that. The one positive, another positive I want to take out of this is that at least our next game is at Mumbai again. So at least we know the conditions. We know that you don't want to bowl here first, especially in a afternoon night game, a day night game almost, because if we win the toss, I think we need to put ourselves into bat again because we can see how that really affected England today. A lot of I don't think they could, even if they wanted to play that attacking brand of cricket that they always want to play because of how fatigued and cramped up and the time they spent in that middle. Because yes, the pitch does deteriorate or gets a little bit easier to bat on, but that's much later in the innings. And when a team has batted there for the full 50 overs and really and puts on a big score like that, um, 1 or 2 wickets you lose that, and the pressure starts piling on. So that's exactly what happened today with South Africa. I want to ask you about our death bowling, though. It's the only negative that I can maybe pull out of this is that we struggle to finish off teams when we have them in critical condition. um, where do you think we can improve on that and how?
Look, I think death bowling has let us down. In fact, it let us down in the Netherlands game. If we had that under control, we probably would have won that game because at that point, Netherlands were, I think, were in a very similar set of circumstances at 50 odd or 60 odd for 5 or 6. We need to clean up. We need to clean up well. I saw Pakistan hired the services of Mone Morkel, and he was almost chastised for Pakistan's performance the night before. But boy, what I can tell you is that his impact on the Pakistani game has been instrumental, especially in bowling, because Shahid Afridi actually took Shaheen Afridi, sorry, took a 5 for yesterday, and you could see that his bowling is much more clinical in the block hole, and that's the kind of element I think we are missing out on. I think we also bowled our spinners at sort of crucial periods when maybe a seamer or a fast bowler would have been much more beneficial to our cause. But I think it's something we need to remedy because if you got an opposition against the ropes at 5 or 6 wickets down, you need to be in a position to finish them off because really our death bowling has certainly let us down from time to time.
The final question I have for you, and it's a question that I'm going to be asked a lot in this live chat now. Risa comes in for Temba because Temba was ill, and he goes on and he scores 85. What decision do you make in the next match? I mean, Temba Bavuma is the captain, one of the highest averaged ODI cricketers for South Africa, one of the highest averaged averages in as an opener in world cricket at the moment. What do you do in a situation like that? Do you keep the informed player, drop Temba Bavuma, or keep Temba Bavuma out to the side, or do you bring him back in and then Does Riza come in for someone else, or does he now miss out in the next game? I think it would personally, it's kind of unfair to Riza Hendricks to be put into this position, because every single time he gets the opportunity, he performs for South Africa, and I think he deserves a chance to, or a reward for that, and that clinical performances. You um you kind of have, I think, in World Cups like that, doesn't sentiment go out of the window? Because I mean, form seems to be the main thing when it comes to tournaments. It's so important in tournaments. What's your thoughts on it?
Look, I mean, the Ashwell Prince. I just saw a tweet from him where he explained that he sent a screenshot indicating what the top three, which was Bavuma, De Kock, and Rassi, what they average on top. So the top three as a unit. Don't look at the individual. Look at the unit. They tended to average quite high, and the top three seems to have been doing their job leading up to the tournament. However, Riza Hendricks is obviously the more informed man, be it marginally. Uh, the thing is that I think when it comes to leadership in the team and captaincies, yes, it's a fixed position, but leadership actually comes from a unit. It doesn't come from one individual. One individual does not dictate the term of how the team plays. The game has changed so much from the 90s. You know, there isn't a captain telling you what to do. Leadership is within the top six, or it's within the bowling unit as well. Pretty much shared among the team. The senior players need to take the helm, and Riza Hendricks is one of those senior players as well. It really depends who our opposition is, Khalid. And I wish I could give you a definitive answer, because I don't think there's anything wrong with opening to Temba Bavuma. In fact, I'm pretty confident he'll score a big score in this tournament if you persist with him. But Riza Hendricks is a huge personality and a huge, significantly informed batter to drop out from this point onwards. The question that the team needs to ask is, who is the best team on the day? What is it can they do? What they can't ill afford to do? You know, you have to think about the unit as well. And to be honest with you, I think the top three of Bavuma, De Kock, Van der Dussen, they haven't done a bad job to date. The question is, can we bring in Riza and let him take the helm for the remainder of the tournament? That's up to the selectors, I'm afraid. But I think, again, if you look at it, this is like a Premier League format. You need to win a certain amount of games to remain in the top four, and then you qualify for the next round of the tournament. I see there being a dual role for both Bavuma and Riza as well, to secure our chances in the top four. So if you look at it not on a game-by-game situation, I'd rather look at it from a tournament point of view. It stands to reason that you need to go in with both individuals at varied times. We must remind ourselves, we've got India, we've got Bangladesh, we've got Pakistan, we've got the Afghans as well. So we got pretty much an Asian
And New Zealand.
And New Zealand. And New Zealand's been our bogey team. I can't remember the last time we've actually beaten New Zealand in the World Cup. It's probably been a long time. But anyways. But actually, on that note, I've got my brother-in-law here who's pro Riza for Temba. So you want to chime in? So you pro you're live, by the way.
Khalid, how's it, bro?
How's it, bro? You
Who's
good?
up for Temba?
Awesome. Yeah.
So we kind
Ravi?
of had loggerheads about that. I'm pro Temba, but I could see the merit of considering Riza for the rest of the tournament. Tough one, but again, you're playing a league. You have to consider both prospects if you want to secure your chances in the top four.
Awesome, Ravi. Thanks for the call in, bro. I'll speak to you very, very soon, and I hope you enjoy the rugby tonight as well. And United at the same time, eh?
I'm going to catch up on United tomorrow, rather. R.I.P. Sir Bobby. R.I.P. Sir Bobby.
R.I.P. to Sir Bobby Charlton. Yeah, well, sad news. I just got that news as before we went live. So very sad news. A legend of the game. R.I.P. to Sir Bobby Charlton. Thank you very much, Ravs. I'll chat to you soon, bro.
Take care.
Cheers, Dave.
Take care, everybody.
See you, bro. Okay, so Neil Govender sent in a super chat. I have to read it out. What will they do? What they will do is bring back Bavuma. What they should do is play Riza, says Neil Govender. Lorenzo says Riza never gets spoken enough of. You you go on current form. This is a World Cup, no time for sentiment, he says. And I kind of agree with that. I'm actually, to be harsh about it, it's very difficult to drop someone that has just done what he's done at Mumbai. And then we play the next game in Mumbai. He knows the conditions, he's familiar with it. It would be extremely difficult to leave Riza out of the team. They need to make the best decision for the team, and I'm hoping that the Brains Trust will do so. Whether it is Bavuma and whether it is Riza, because it's easy to, because Bavuma could get selected and do well as well. Riza is in form and deserves the opportunity to play. So I'm on the fence with this one, guys. Um, I mean, I would go with form because I still believe that form is very important in when you're playing in knockout competition. So it would be Riza for me, especially after the captaincy performance from Markram today. He did put in a good performance, and I am a big fan of Temba Bavuma, and I believe that he deserves his spot in the squad. Um, it's very unfortunate that he got sick today, but when a player comes in and does what he does there, I mean, it's very difficult to leave him out. SA death bowling is a real concern. Maybe they will miss Pretorius and Nokia, one retired and the other injured. Fair point. I don't underestimate Markram, so I think this could be a good for us, seeing that we have so many leaders. Lorenzo says, "What else does Riza need to do? The guy always takes these opportunities, yet he still always gets dropped." I think Markram is also more astute captain. He was very smart in the field today. Vavuma can give chance to Riza and step down, else Riza will again have to bench. Well, yeah. Yanaman Malan also did well opening bat, also always got dropped. Ravi is right. Yeah, that was the argument I made that Quinny didn't kick off today and out the lineup didn't do too bad. So the whole Temba is the reason we fail thing is outplayed. It's 100%. Unfortunately, both Pavum and Riza can't play as it will affect the team balance, so it is mutually exclusive. The days of centering results and performance around one player are over, and that's what I prefer. I think what I enjoyed the most about our performance today was the team effort. The batting unit batted as a unit. I'll talk about one specific moment. Okay, yes, Riza and Rasi complemented each other beautifully, and they know each other quite well because of their time at the Lions. But the particular moment that I'm talking about is when Aiden came out and then Klaasen joined Aiden. I mean, sorry, when Aiden came out and he came to play with Riza, he automatically tried and to keep the run rate up by rotating the strike and trying to get the strike back to the informed batter, which was Riza Hendricks, who was hitting the ball really well. And I think that was a very positive. That's also a positive way of playing the brand of cricket. Is playing the positive brand of cricket is that you are smart enough to know that you're not going to eat up balls and pile the pressure back on. Because what happens sometimes with South Africa is we lose a wicket and we almost go 5 steps back in a way because we start trying to get our eye in. We keep the bowlers. We take the pressure off the bowlers that was just put on them after having a good start to the game, and then we kind of like are a little bit shaky, and we take our time to settle in, and then then the bowlers' tails are up again, and they bowling more aggressively, and they're coming in with high energy, and then we lose another wicket. So I think what the Aiden Markham's approach today was brilliant. He's tried to get off a strike immediately, rotate the strike consistently, and then give the strike to Riza, who was in. And that really put the pressure back on England again to try and strike again. Khalid, who do you think would huh? Who do you think would? I don't know what you're trying to say. The thing is this: if you leave out Riza after today, that will just mess up his whole confidence. He might feel very underappreciated as well. I doubt he will. Riza Hendricks is an incredible person, incredible professional. Um, I don't think he would feel that way. He's also very mentally strong. Yes, I would play Riza next match. Drop Quinton the Cock, says Buffer King. Welcome, go bold Yorkers at the end of the innings. I don't know. Khalid, why Bavuma didn't play today? He got sick in the warm up. he tried to get ready in the warm up for the match, but he was sick. He couldn't make the match. Um, when and what team are we playing next? I think it's Bangladesh in Mumbai, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, it's Bangladesh in Mumbai at exactly the same stadium. So it's at least a, a ground that we're familiar with now. Uh, so that is something that is a positive. Um, but Bangladesh another banana skill, a banana skin. Yeah, true. It's a team that I am a little bit worried about. But at least we know that this particular wicket is not necessarily a high spinner friendly wicket. Their paces are going to need to step up, Bangladesh, as well. You can play two spinners, and spinners did get some purchase today and some wickets today. But ultimately, it is a high scoring ground, as we saw today. It's supposed to be. It's a very good batting wicket. And if it's going to play anything like today, um, I back for South Africa 100% either way. But if it is a batting surface like it was today, I really favor South Africa. And that's going to be key over here. Jansen looked so mature with the bat and literally carried Klaasen at the end there. Miller seems to lose his brain sometimes. Yes, he does. And I would like to see Miller come in more and try to, when he's coming in matches when we have collapses, not unlike today, but in other matches, I would like to see Miller try and farm the strike as much as possible, face the most amount of balls as possible. That's something that I would like to see. Muller and Quinton de Kock disappointed me, says Azim today. Yes, they did. Muller's hasn't been up to his best, but we only need one or two performances from Muller to really like for him to do his job. Imagine that comes in the semi-final and the final, or it comes in a game against Pakistan or New Zealand or India. That would be ideal for South Africa, because what I like about this is that our players are performing as a unit. When certain players don't perform on the one day, other players perform on the other day. And when we have great games, we're performing as a unit, as a batting unit, which is so important to a good team spirit. Khalid, can you give your score predictions for tonight at the end of the show? Score predictions for the Booker. I think we'll win by 10. I'm hoping. So that's something that I'm hoping for with regards to the box tonight. Looks like batting first is our winning template. That 100% does seem that way. Um, there are going to be some wickets that we're going to need to chase. We're obviously not going to be put in the situation every single time. Now that teams are going to start to realize that us batting first is a deadly thing to do, I think that people are going to be a little bit more aware of that and how they're going to try and combat that. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, and share. Click that notification bell for all future videos. But first, subscribe and to the channel, of course. That's very important that you do so, guys. Please do so. And then I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine Monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. You can support everything that we are doing here by becoming a patron today. Smash the like button, comment, and share. And go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. We get the final comment on today. I think 6 out of 9 wins is doable, in my opinion, says TT. Looks like batting first is our winning template. I read that out already. Box by 10 would be awesome. And Wakas George says, congratulations to the Proteas once again. Congratulations to the boys. We are really proud of you as a fan base. I think I can speak for everybody in the live chat to be really proud of the performance today. Let's keep it up. Let's put this game behind us and refocus on the next game and try to bring that intensity into the next game as well. One game at a time. Try to play your best cricket on the day. And that's all we can ask for the boys in green and gold. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. And I'll see you guys again on Monday with another daily show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good luck to the box tonight. Good luck to everybody's football teams as well over the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend as well. Try to enjoy it as much as possible and relax and do all of those things so that you can be rejuvenated for Monday again. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace out, everyone.